Watch our hungry dino chop down the dinosaur. Wow, everyone, welcome to Amazing Dinosaurs on YouTube. Today we're going to be unboxing 6 brand new Jurassic World Rebirth Dinos. Although some of these are the Camp Cretaceous ones. So this first one is the Guemesia. They're going to be hard to pronounce. This next one's the Achillobator. And a new Herrerasaurus. I do apologize for my voice. I am sick right now, so I sound a little funny. And then the Farlowichnus. And then the Hypsilophodon. And the Nanotyrannus. Cool. Let's go ahead and unbox these and check them out. First one is the Danger Pack Guemesia. We'll take a look at the packaging first and then we'll unbox all of them. There's the other ones. Okay, so our second one is the Jurassic World Rebirth Strike Attack Achillobator with the cool spike on his head and the chopping action. Cool. There's the other ones you can buy. And then a Strike Attack Herrerasaurus with the head twisting jump. Really cool looking. There's the other ones you can buy, which I just showed you that one. We have that one too. Cool. And the Jurassic World Rebirth Strike Attack Nanotyrannus. Pull the tail and he jumps. Really cool looking dino. Other 3 you can buy. Okay, so a really hard one to find was the Danger Pack Farlowichnus. This is from Jurassic World Chaos Theory Netflix series. He looks like a really cool raptor, but without the third claw. And there's the other 4 you could buy. Okay, so the next one is a Jurassic World Chaos Theory Netflix series Danger Pack Hypsilophodon. Guy's a really cool looking feathered dino. He looks like he's an herbivore, but not with the rounded mouth and everything. I think he's an herbivore. Really cool looking. This one was super hard to find. I've been looking for a long time. And then you have 4 other ones. First one is the Achillobator with a cool chomping action. He's got like the spikes on top of his head, looks like a mohawk. He's like a punk dino with feathers on the arms, big huge feathered tail. Really cool looking carnivore. I'm loving it. So our next one is a cool Herrerasaurus with side-to-side twisting, chomping action, which is cool for a small dino. Previously, we only had that for like one of the bigger T-Rexes, so you could have him like, I'm gonna get you. Okay, in my opinion, that's the coolest Herrerasaurus we've had yet. And then our next one is the Guemesia. So this one doesn't have any action. It has the head that goes up and down, the tail twist, tiny little useless arms. He looks like a Carnotaurus, but I guess Guemesia, so it's probably from the same family the Carnotaurus is. But I mean, I think it's pretty cool that we have a little looking Carnotaurus. Okay, then we got the Danger Pack Farlowichnus, a Jurassic World Chaos Theory Dino. Really cool looking. Like I said, he looks similar to Velociraptor, but without the third claw. No action here, but the head does move up and down, the tail twists, the arms move. So it's a cool looking little carnivore. The next is a Nanotyrannus with side chomping action. Pull the tail and it chomps. Previously only seen in the bigger Dino toys. So he is really cool looking. I think it's Nanotyrannus because nano means like small, and Tyrannus, so like the Tyrannosaur family. So maybe it's like a smaller version of the T-Rex, but he does have like more muscular arms, dark blue, light blue coloring, yellow eyes, really cool looking Jurassic World Rebirth Dino. Okay, so the Danger Pack Hypsilophodon, really cool looking dino. Head moves, tail moves, arms move, no action feature, but if you look at him, his head looks like a griffin or like eagle type creature. He's got these spikes sticking out of it, so I mean this would be like a mix between like a raptor and a griffin, which is really cool. Dark red coloring with orange arms and head. He's just a really cool looking little dino. It's the 6 dinos versus the rat. And he charges. He took them all down. How cool is that? Now it's time to drag them back into that. Now he's dragging them back to eat them. It's Dino's first King Kong. Let's add these to our Jurassic World Facts app. Simply scan off the pictures I included for you. Actually, Jurassic World Fun app. I'm gonna hit the scan button and scan off our dino. Okay, there is our first awesome dino, our punk dino. Really cool looking. Then our next one. Cool. Then our next one. Whoa, cool. So this is the desert scene on this one. Then our next one. Again, a desert scene. Cool. Then our next one. And our final one. Whoa, this guy is awesome. Okay, and if you've been following my videos, you have well over 30 of the Jurassic World Rebirth Dinosaur toys I gave you the scan codes for. They are awesome. If you're missing any, check out my earlier videos.
Hello and welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today I am showing you all of my Godzilla figures from the largest to the smallest. And I've even got some brand new ones over here. Let's go ahead and check out the brand new ones. Let's start it off with this Godzilla versus Space Godzilla figure. And let's open it up, see what it is. All right, there it is. It's a very classic looking one. This is awesome. Let's open it up and see what the figure's like. All right, so here we've got the Godzilla from the Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla movie. I've got the tail here too. Let's see if we can put it in. Usually these are really hard to get in, so let's see if I can do it. All right, finally got that tail on there. I actually hurt myself a little bit trying to do it, so you have to be careful when putting on these tails. But let's check out this Godzilla. Let's check out these spikes right here. It's got those 3 rows that go all the way down the tail. And this Godzilla is quite movable. You can see that you can twist the wrists, you can twist the arms, move them up and down, and even the head and neck you can move around too. I think this would be a really cool Godzilla for a stop motion movie. All right, next up, let's go for the big box. This is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Let's see what's inside. All right, another Fire Godzilla. These ones are my favorite. I love the fire design on these. And if you've been watching our other videos, you know that we have one Fire Godzilla already. So I'm super excited to add this one to my Fire Godzilla collection. Look at those spikes. Look at, it's like its whole spikes is made out of fire. And it comes with these little accessories too. Whoops. So the first one we've got here looks like an explosion of when the laser hits. And this laser here, you can actually attach to the Fire Godzilla to make him look like he's spitting fire. Let's see if we can get that in his mouth. All right, there we go. He's now shooting fire. Look at that. And then right there, bam, there's the explosion. Wow, that's really cool. This would be a really cool model to have on a shelf and just set up like this. This is a really cool pose. These Fire Godzillas are my favorite for sure. All right, we've still got a few more brand new in here. Let's see which one this is. This is the Great Destroyer, the nemesis of Godzilla. And check out these wings. They can open and close. That is so cool. I don't have that many other figures that can do that. That is super neat. And look at the detail on its face. Look at those gnarly claws and the detail on its chest, on its feet, and all over its body. I really love these wings that you can open and close them. I see another brand new Godzilla figure in here. Let's open this up. It's like a ball shape. Let's see what it is. All right, so this looks to be a Mecha Godzilla, and it's kind of like a Godzilla egg. I think that's what it's actually called. So let's open it up and see what the figure looks like opened up. Here we go. Ready? All right, there he is in the full form, Mecha Godzilla that can roll up into a ball. That's pretty cool. I don't have another figure that actually does this. So this is pretty cool to add to my collection.
You will be destroyed.
All right, moving on. Here is my biggest Godzilla figure. This one is so awesome, and it's probably one of my most expensive Godzilla figures too. But look at the detail on the skin, all those bumps. Look at these spikes. They're super tough, they don't bend much. And the length of this tail, the tail on its own is probably like a foot long. It's crazy. And the arms and legs move. And look at that face right there. It's got the teeth, the tongue is colored, and it's got those mean looking eyes too. Over here, we've got my largest Mechagodzilla figure. This figure stands at about a foot high, and just like the other Godzilla figure, the tail on its own is probably a foot long. And look at those spikes on the end, just like in the movie. You can move its legs, you can move its arms, and its claws open and close. Better watch out or he'll grab you. And of course, you've got the awesome red spikes on its back. And I think you can see a little bit of its, what are those, jetpacks from the movie, I think? This is a really cool figure.
Locked on target.
Over here, we've got another giant Godzilla, but this one is blue. And it's got these gold claws on both hands and even on the feet too. And this figure is pretty movable. You can twist the tail, you can move the legs and arms. And look at that face too. You can see its teeth, its eyes, its tongue, all that. Really neat. Right over here, I know you've been keeping your eye on this one. This is the gold Godzilla. Look how shiny it is, all over, gold everywhere. And the legs and arms move just like the other figures. And look at that face. It doesn't have red eyes or anything like that, but I still think it looks quite sinister. Check out this other Godzilla figurine. This one is also huge. It's got the black bottom and sides and the shiny blue spikes on the top. That is really the only big color on this Godzilla figure, so the spikes really stand out. And the eyes too. Look at those glowing red eyes. And you can move its arms and its legs and its tail, just like the other Godzilla figures. You better watch out. Look at this. We've got another nemesis of Godzilla. This is the Gigan figure. Check out these giant claws on its hands and spikes all over its body. This is one dangerous war machine. And I love these wings on the back. The 3 wings, they've also got the spikes on them too. And most importantly, the spikes on the tail. Look at the size of those. Right up front here, we've got another Fire Godzilla figure, but this one's a bit more classic looking. It's not red all over like that other Fire Godzilla figure we saw. It's just got those red marks on its chest, on its belly, and on its legs too. All right, let's keep going. We've got so many more Godzilla figures. This is the Godzilla Ultima figure. Check this out. This one is massive. Look at the length of that tail, and look at the size of those legs too. That is huge. And the face on this Godzilla is different, a lot different from the other Godzillas. Look at those huge fangs right up front right there. That is so cool. Over here, we've got another giant Godzilla figure. This one is black on the sides, the front, but it's got those giant purple spikes. And look at that tail too. Did you know that Godzilla actually has a real-life dinosaur named after it? That is so cool. Ooh, look right over here. We've got another Mechagodzilla figure. This one's smaller than the first one I showed you, but look at that detail on this one still. It's got those red spikes on the back, and look at all the machinery and like It's super shiny. This one is really cool. I loved watching the fight against Mechagodzilla in the Godzilla vs. Kong movie. Next up, we've got another nemesis of Godzilla. It is the Great Rodan with these massive wings. And he's got that armor on his chest and legs. Look at that beak and that face. I like Rodan because he has a distinct advantage over Godzilla. He can fly in the air. All right, let's keep going. Here we've got another medium-sized Godzilla. This is the black one with the blue spikes on top. And these ones are kind of see-through like that. That's really cool. This Godzilla has the battle damage. You can see right here. Oops, it just fell off. And it is in a pose where it's roaring into the air. Look at that. Here we've got another medium-sized Godzilla. This looks a lot like the Godzilla that I just showed you, but its face is not pointed upwards, it's pointed forwards. So this is a much more usable action figure if you want to play with him. And the tail moves as well. And check it out, even this Godzilla has the battle damage. Check this out, we've got another figure from the Godzilla movies. This is the Anguirus figure. Look at all those spikes on its top, facing forward, and it's got the spikes right in front of its head right there, and the one horn on its nose. This one walks on all fours. All right, here we go. I think this is maybe another Fire Godzilla, because it's got that glowing red on its body and a really long tail. But I think this is a younger form of Godzilla, because you can see it's not the adult form of Godzilla. But this is still a really awesome figure. Oh, I see another Mechagodzilla figure. Look at this one. This is the most decked out Mechagodzilla figure that I have. Look at all these rockets, and it's got the jetpacks on the back. It's got the weapons on its arm right there. This one is so cool, and I think it's even more detailed than some of the other Mechagodzilla figures that I have. Look at that. You can even see the wires on its legs too. The other ones do not have that. But I love these rockets right there. We've still got a lot more in here. Here is another black and blue Godzilla. Shiny blue spikes on top and the black body. Did you know that Godzilla actually fought the Avengers? In a comic book series in the 70s, he faced off with both the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. And here are my favorite Godzilla figures, because they're so detailed and they're so movable. Look at this one, the spikes. Look at the attention to detail all over that, and on its body as well, the skin. It's so detailed and it's so movable. Look at that tail. It has so many points of articulation. And I've got another one just like it. I haven't put the tail on this one yet. But look at that. This one is the blue Godzilla. Again, look at those spikes with the coloring. It's so shiny, and even on its legs and on its face too. You can move this Godzilla in any direction. This is so cool. Oh, you better watch out. Here is another Mechagodzilla figure. This one's darker than the other ones we have, but it still looks pretty metallic. And with this Mechagodzilla, you can actually open and shut its mouth too, which I really like. And the arms are really movable, which is really cool for playing with them. And once again, look at those glowing red spikes on its back. And the spike at the very end as well. Here is another one of my favorite monsters from the Godzilla series. This is the Mothra. and this is in the larva form. But we also have Mothra in the adult form here. We've got a large Mothra right here. Look at the detail on its wings, and it's got those awesome blue eyes. And we've even got a smaller Mothra figure right here too. And it still has that beautiful coloring on both its wings. And we've already seen a few of the younger forms of Godzilla, but we've got some more right here. This is the third form of Godzilla. The arms are not quite developed yet, but it's got the spikes and the super long tail. And right here, we've got the second form of Godzilla. Look at those red gills, and you can see the arms even a little bit less. It's not quite fully developed yet. Let's keep digging. We've got a medium-sized black and purple Godzilla, and that face looks really mean. And over here, I think this is another fire Godzilla. Check that out. It's got the orange on its chest, belly, and legs, and the orange spikes. Did you know that Godzilla actually has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Check this out. This is my #1 favorite Godzilla figure. This is the Fire Godzilla. And we did already open up a brand new Fire Godzilla that's pretty similar to this one. But on this one, the tail moves, the arms and legs move as well. And look at that face too. This figure is so awesome. We've got some awesome smaller Godzilla figures too. I actually have 2 tiny little space Godzillas. Look at the spikes on those shoulders, and look at those gold crowns on their heads. And we've got a few more Fire Godzillas, or I think these are Fire Godzillas. Once again with the orange and yellow and the red on its chest, and the glowing red spikes too. Those are so cool. Oh, look at this over here. We've got an itty bitty tiny Mechagodzilla, and look at those rockets on its shoulders too, and on its arms. That is so cool.
You will be destroyed.
Right here, we've got one of the coolest enemies of Godzilla. This is Ghidorah, the 3-headed dragon. This is so cool. Its whole body is gold. It has those giant wings and the 2 tails as well. All right, we've got a few more tiny Godzillas in here. Let's check them out. We've got this gray Godzilla, a bit more classic looking with the white spikes on its back. We've got this purple spiked Godzilla. This one's really cool. I like this one. And then we've got all these awesome Godzilla figures right here. Some of them have the blue spikes. Some of them have like a dark purple spikes too. And our final 2 figures in the bin. We've got this miniature Rodan figure with the awesome wings and those golden claws. And then our final Godzilla figure with the blue spikes, and it's got those blue claws on its hand as well. This is a really cool figure. Welcome back, everyone. I'm super excited to get started with you today. Today we are unboxing from my collection all of my King Kong and Godzilla figurines. Let's get started with this Mechagodzilla figure right here. This one's ginormous. With the tail, it might be 2 feet long in total. This is really cool. It's got the opening and closing claws in the front, movable arms, movable legs, the tail swivels, And the face is just awesome too. Look at that. Look at those eyes. That's so cool. Next up, we got this ginormous King Kong figure right here. The arms go up and down. Even the wrists are adjustable. His jaw opens and closes just a little bit. But one of the coolest features is it's got this swiveling action. So you can set him up like this, and if you want him to punch other figurines, wham, 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 wham. So this one is about a foot tall as well. So this is one of my largest King Kong and Godzilla figurines as well. All right, moving on to the ginormous Godzilla right over here. This is the biggest Godzilla figurine that I have in my collection, and look at it. Standing up, I'd say it's probably around a foot high, but look how big its body is, and then its tail. It might even go maybe 2 or 3 feet as well. I really like using this Godzilla figurine in our battles because it's so big and so scary looking. All right, moving on, we've got another King Kong figure right here. A little bit smaller than the last one, but check it out. You can see it's got some battle damage. It doesn't require any batteries or anything like that, so it doesn't make any noise, but this one's still pretty large as well. Look how big that is. All right, let's take a look at this blue Godzilla right here. It looks a little bit like a old school classic Godzilla, but look at this blue finish that it has all over. And the gold tipped claws right there too. Look at that face, got the red eyes. You can see the tongue and the teeth right there. And of course, the spikes on its back. And these ones for this figure are blue, like the rest of its body. This one is one of my favorite Godzilla figurines right here. Check out the coloring on this and like the flexibility with its tail. This one is super dynamic with how you can move it, and even with its face, check it out. But the reason that I like this one is because it's fire. Look at that. It's ferocious. It's got like the spikes, but they're like flaming spikes. So this one is really cool. One of my favorites. Next up is this figurine from the Godzilla series. And this is the Anguirus figurine from the Godzilla Final Wars collection. Look at all these spikes on its back, and interestingly, they're all kind of like facing forward. Do you see that? You've got the long tail here with the spikes at the end. And check out that face. That is a mean looking face, and it's got those horns on the top of its head also facing forward as well. That's very interesting. And here we've got a smaller King Kong figure, and this one does have sound effects in it. See this button in the back right here? Let's go ahead and press that and see what happens. It's making that snarling face. It's got movable arms, movable legs, and all that. Which one should we pull out next? Let's try this Godzilla right here. Another large Godzilla action figure. This time, it's got the purple spikes on its back, the 3 ridges, the 3 lines going down its back, movable legs, movable arms, and even the tail swivels as well. This is a pretty lightweight figurine though. You can tell that it's hollow on the inside, and you can actually see that it's kind of squished. I'm not sure why that is, but it is hollow. We've got another large Godzilla figurine right here, very similar to the last purple one, but instead, this figurine is blue. So it's got the blue spikes on its back, the 3 lines of spikes. The tail moves just like the other one, the legs and the arms. And look at that face. It's got those red eyes too. Oh my goodness, we have so many Godzilla figurines in here. Look at this other one. This is another one of those super adjustable figures. Look at how its tail moves, and its arms has a lot of points of articulation, and its legs. Check out that face right there. Now look at the painting on those spikes and even on the rest of its body. You can tell it's super textured. It looks very realistic, which I really like. Now look what we have here. Another Godzilla figurine. Oh, a Mecha Godzilla, but it's like a miniature version. It's like a model. So it's got that huge head and the little body and tail. And none of the parts move on this one, so this is more of a collectible, but still looks very cool. I think I'll end up putting this one on my shelf. All right, I see a gold one down here. I think this is another one of the big Godzilla figurines. Yeah, so this one's around the same size as the blue and purple one, but instead, as you can see, it is gold all over the body and on the spikes and the tail. Everywhere has that gold coloring on it, and it's like, see with the texture, it's like mixing with black, which is really cool. What's this one over here? Let's see. Oh, look at this. This is a King Kong figure. It's got the longer arms than what the other figures had, and its face is even meaner than the other figures we've seen so far. Look at that. Let's dig in here and pull out another Godzilla. This is another one of those Godzilla figurines that's like super detailed. Look at that blue, and there's like a little bit of white as the highlight. And I just love these figures. You can even move its neck around so you can turn its head. You can move its arms, you can swivel them. All right, here it is. So I believe that this is the atomic breath attachment for this dinosaur. So what you can do is actually open its mouth and then fit it right in its mouth, and it'll stay there. So if you're doing like a stop motion video or taking pictures with him, it'll look like he's shooting the atomic breath out from him. Very neat. Next up, we've got this Godzilla figurine with a super long tail, and this one is from the 2016 Shin Godzilla movie. So let's see, we've got, it's like glowing red chest and that same glowing red along its back with the spikes. It's got a mean looking face, and then the glowing red at the end of the tail as well. Look how long that tail is. That's like longer than the body of Godzilla. All right, let's see what else we've got. Oh, look at this one. So this is a Godzilla, but this is the third form Godzilla. So you can see you've got its legs starting to stick out there, and it's still got the spiked back, the 3 rows, and it's got a fully functional mouth and eyes, but the arms have not quite come through yet. And again, even with this one too, look at the length of that tail. That's probably longer than the length of the body. Very cool. And here we've got a smaller King Kong figure. And you can see on the chest, just like some of the other ones, it's got the battle damage, the 3 stripes from getting slashed by Godzilla or a dinosaur, and it swivels on its waist and its arms. And there's no batteries for this one either, so there's no sounds or lights or anything on this one. But it's still a cooler King Kong figure to have. It's about, I don't know, maybe 6 inches tall. All right, let's keep digging. Ooh, you know what? I see another Mechagodzilla figurine right here. It's about 6 inches tall, and it's got a lot going on. I believe these are rockets on its shoulders, and there's just like so much gear, it looks like, all over its body. And this does have a metallic shine on it as well, even though it's made of plastic. It looks fairly close to metal, and I believe this version of Mechagodzilla is from the 2002 movie called Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. But let me know in the comments below if you've seen this one in another movie too. Let's keep digging. Let's see what we find here. Oh, here is a very large King Kong figure. You can see some battle damage on its chest. It's got this chain wrapped around its hand. It doesn't move, but it's there all the time. You can move the arm up and down.
And this one doesn't require batteries either, so there's no sound effects or lights, but it swivels, its arms moves up and down. And this one stands at about maybe a foot tall as well, so it's very comparable to some of the other King Kong figures that we have. And here is another King Kong figure, a bit smaller. Look at that, it's got this like white snow finish all over it. So I think this is the Arctic Kong figurine. You can tell that he's been working and fighting in the snow. This figure is a bit smaller than some of our other King Kong figures, but I must admit, I do like this one a bit more because it is so adjustable with its arms and legs. You can do almost any pose with this figure, which I think is super cool. All right, we've still got a lot more in here. Let's keep going. Ooh, check out this Gigan figurine from the Godzilla series. And this one is pretty colorful. You've probably noticed that with a lot of our Godzilla figurines, a lot of them are like darker colors. So I definitely appreciate that this figure from the Godzilla series has this bright red on the back. So this one really pops. Let's look at its face. It's got this massive horn on the top, and then even right next to its mouth on the sides, you can see it's got those horns there. So this one, I'm sure, would be very lethal to battle against. Look at those. And now we've got a smaller Godzilla figurine, very similar to the other ones we've had, but it's got the black body and then the very shiny blue spikes on its back. This one's jaw doesn't open and close, but the arms and legs are movable too. So this one's still pretty usable and versatile. And look here, we've got another similar Godzilla figurine, but look at the spikes on the back. In this one, they're like kind of see-through. You can see my finger on the other side, but there's still like a cool blue hue to them. And on this one, the jaw does open and shut as well. Look at that. See that? Look at that, attention to detail right there. And the tail swivels too. Let's keep going. Next one is this Godzilla figurine here, which I believe is the second form Godzilla. So check it out. You can see its arms are starting to form on its side right there, but it's already got the spikes on the top. It's got the red in the front, and its mouth and head is pretty close to fully formed as well. So this is a pretty cool one to have in my collection. Let's see. Ooh, we've got another smaller King Kong figure right here. But unlike the other one that had the snow on the top, this one's got, I think that's the atomic breath coloring on its arms and a little bit on its side too. You can see a little bit of blue. Ooh, and a little bit of blue on its chin too. So just like the other smaller Kong figure that we saw, the arms and legs are very adjustable, which I really like. Alright, here we've got another Godzilla figurine, and check out the fiery coloring on its chest, on its legs, and look at that on its spikes on its back. I like how it fades into the fiery orange color. Look at that mean look on his face. His head swivels back and forth, the arms are moving, the tail spins, and this is a, you know, a medium-sized figure, I'd say. But I do love that fire coloring on its body. And here we've got a smaller Godzilla figurine. And once again, we've got the black body, but a different colored spikes. We've had blue, we've seen some, I think we had some red ones and some orange ones. This one is purple, check that out. And these spikes are huge too. That's probably like 2 or 3 inches on its back. And as usual, tail moves, the legs move, the arms move, but on this one, the head doesn't move, so it's looking just straight forward. And look at those eyes on it too. See that little blue dot in its eyes. I see right here is another smaller King Kong figurine, and once again, check out the movability on its arms and its legs. And like the other ones, I forgot to mention earlier, but these do have this battle damage right on its shoulder. So when you take it off, you can see the red underneath as if he's wounded. So you can take that on and off while you're playing with a toy. And for this one, we've got the battle axe ready in hand for a fight. Check out that battle axe. Alright, let's see what else we've got. Oh, look at here. This is the Mothra larva from the Tokyo SOS movie. And look at that, you can even twist its neck side to side like that. And I believe we actually have the Mothra adult figure right here as well, from the same movie. Look at the coloring on its wings too. And it's got that little itty bitty face and arms. But yeah, these wings are ginormous. Very neat. All right, we're just about done with this bin. I can see this other Godzilla figurine. Look at this, it's got the orange coloring in the front, and it's got the orange on the spikes as well. The head swivels, the legs move, the arms move. And this is another, like, I'd say medium-sized Godzilla figurine right here. That is awesome. All right, look at this one. This is the Rodan figurine from the Godzilla series. And look at the wingspan on this. And it's got the yellow body, and you can tell that that's like armor plating on it right there. So this one's pretty protected. It's got the beak, and I think those are horns on it as well. Tell me in the comments below, do you remember in what movie Rodan fought Godzilla? Comment below and let me know. All right, we're just about done. We've got a lot of little figurines in here. Let's go through them really quickly. So we've got a bunch of small Godzillas right here. You can see this one's blue with black. See this one's like mostly black. Check out this one here. It's got the blue spikes. Oh, and look at this one. We saw this version of Godzilla a little bit earlier. Do you remember that orange coloring? We've got this other smaller Godzilla. Check this one out. This is a miniature Mechagodzilla, and look at those rockets on its shoulders too. That is intimidating. All right, that is it for today's video. Thanks so much for joining. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add this to our massive Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, Godzilla, King Kong studio. Remember, you've seen this awesome video on amazing dinosaurs on YouTube.